I'm Clara. My name may sound ordinary, but my life lately has been anything but. To others, I'm the epitome of stability. A decade-long marriage to Raphael, a career as a romance writer that allows me to work from home, and a house in a quiet neighborhood where everything seems perfect. But appearances can be deceiving. My marriage to Raphael has become a series of empty days and silent nights. He's always absent, physically at work, emotionally in a place I've never been able to reach. I write about love, but I can barely remember what it means. Then Gabriel, my older brother, asked me for a favor. He and his wife, Livia, had to travel in a hurry, and they asked me to take care of Leo, my 19-year-old nephew, for a few days. I accepted immediately. Leo has always been an introspective boy, with a gaze that seemed to see beyond the surface. Maybe he was exactly the kind of company I needed. The first night, everything went smoothly. Leo arrived with a backpack and a shy smile. "Thank you for having me, Aunt Clara." "You're welcome. It'll be nice to have company," I replied, trying to sound cheerful. We watched a movie together, and he made funny comments about the scenes. I laughed more that night than I had in the last few months. It was refreshing. The next day, he went out to meet friends and left me alone. I tried to work on my new novel, but my mind was restless. Raphael hadn't answered my messages all day, something that was no longer new, but each silence from him felt heavier than the last. When Leo came home that afternoon, something was different. He seemed agitated, almost uncomfortable. "Aunt Clara, I need to talk to you," he said, his voice carrying a weight that immediately caught my attention. He sat down on the couch next to me, hesitating before continuing. "I saw something today, something about you." "About me?" I asked, confused. He showed me a video on his phone, but he didn't have the courage to play it. It was footage taken in my bedroom, capturing a deeply private moment. My stomach churned. "Where did you get this?" "A friend sent it to me. He said it was circulating in an online group." My mind was spinning. Who could have done this? And why? As my heart raced, Leo seemed as shaken as I was. He suggested we investigate together, and that's what we did. After hours of searching the house, we found the hidden camera in my bedroom. The location, the angle, everything indicated that it had been placed by someone who knew the house well. When Raphael arrived that night, I confronted him. He tried to deny it, but his expression betrayed him. "Why did you do this?" I asked, holding the camera like a weapon. He sighed, defeated. "I thought you were cheating on me." I was speechless. "You invaded my privacy out of jealousy? That's sick, Raphael." I didn't know what else to do. You've been so distant lately. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "And you think that was the solution? Putting hidden cameras in the bedroom?" That was the end of it. There was no going back. In the days that followed, Leo was my greatest support. He was always close by, attentive to my needs. He listened without judgment and shared his own experiences, creating a bridge of understanding between us. But there was something else. Something I didn't want to acknowledge. I started to notice Leo's looks, intense, lingering. He wasn't just a kid anymore. There was a maturity about him that disarmed me. And to my surprise, I realized that those looks awakened something in me. I knew it was wrong. He was much younger, and my nephew. But at the same time, Raphael and I were growing further and further apart. My marriage felt like a dead body that I carried around out of habit. One night, while Raphael was away on a business trip, Leo knocked on my office door. "Can I come in?" "Sure," I replied. He came in, visibly nervous. "Aunt Clara, I need to tell you something." "What's wrong?" I can't stop thinking about you." His words hit me like a bombshell. I should have been furious, but instead I felt a strange mix of shock and understanding. "Leo, this can't happen." "I know, but I can't help it." There was a sincerity in his eyes that disarmed me. It was wrong, of course, but at the same time, he seemed to be the only person who truly saw me, understood me. The next few days were tense. Raphael came home, but our interactions were minimal. He seemed oblivious to the situation, as if nothing had happened. Then, during a particularly quiet dinner, I gathered my courage. "Raphael, we need to talk." He didn't even look up from his phone. "About what?" "About us. I can't go on like this anymore." He finally looked at me, but didn't say anything. "I want to separate." He didn't protest, he just nodded, as if he had already expected it. With Raphael out of the picture, my relationship with Leo became even closer. We decided that we couldn't cross the line, but he continued to be my greatest support. Today, as I write this, I realize that Leo wasn't just a refuge during a storm. He was the mirror that showed me who I really was. Life isn't perfect, but it's mine now, and that in itself is a new beginning.